Some of the biggest names in the rap industry have been robbed for millions. You won't believe their stories of being robbed, so let's jump straight into it. First up, we have Travis Scott. The famous rapper was performing at a festival in Switzerland when he decided to crowd surf during one of his performances. One of the people in the crowd that was helping prop him up as he surfed took notice of the $900 pair of Yeezy boosts that he was wearing at the time. While standing back at the area with security, Travis decided to take off the shoes to stop the fan from grabbing them both. The rapper then later took to the crowd to deal with the fan for him by saying, "Get that man, get him. You tried to take my shoe? You want to be a thief? Get him, get him." The crowd obviously reacted as so by going after the person in the crowd. Travis also threw something at the fan while he was being escorted away by the festival security. For number 2, we have Drake. Back in 2019, Drake was experiencing his early rise to fame when he got involved in a robbery that almost costed him his life. Drake was dining in a restaurant in Toronto, Canada with a woman named Chantel Brown. After they left, they were walking up to their SUV when two men came towards them with a firearm and demanded that Drake handed over all of his jewelry and all of his cash. The robbers were able to get $2,000 in cash, a gold and diamond necklace, and a $7,000 watch. However, as the robbery was going down, Nicholas Carino was also exiting the restaurant and yelled at the two men. Since they already had Drake's stuff, the thieves took off to a getaway car, which had later gotten pulled over by the police for going the wrong way on a one-way road. After being pulled over, 2 of the 3 men got caught by the police and 1 got away on foot. However, the 2 men who got caught had the charges of armed robbery and possession of stolen property dropped and pleaded guilty only to conspiracy to commit a robbery. Next up on the list, we actually have another robbery from 2019. Rich the Kid in February 2019 was robbed outside of a studio in West Hollywood. In a report, Deputy Trina Strader says that 3 suspects, who she described as males, robbed 3 people of their jewelry and money in an alleyway. TMZ reports the victims included Rich and 2 members from his entourage. Trina also said that she suspects that they got into a vehicle and drove away westbound from the location, and as the suspects drove away, shooting occurred by an unknown male suspect. The suspect had not been located or identified, and just an hour before the attack, Rich posted an Instagram picture of himself flashing stacks of cash while standing in front of a Lamborghini. He captioned the picture for motivational purposes only before editing the caption to read "always in bank mode deposit." Fourth up, we have Migos. Back in 2014, the Atlanta-based group was performing at a venue in DC. While exiting club in DC, Quavo was approached and robbed by a suspected member of Chief Keef's GBE group, Capo. The 2 groups had already had bad blood for a while before the incident since GBE took offense to their track, Broken Knees. When Offset was asked if the diss was intentional, he responded with, "People are gonna take it however they're gonna take it," and later continued with saying, "If you listen to the song, it's self-explanatory." After the incident, Capo took to Twitter to discuss what happened, saying, "Migos, soft, y'all just had 20 guys and I was by myself." Continuing with saying, "They all swung and I didn't get hit 2 times. After more tweets, Chief Keef ended up pretty much admitting that the chain was stolen on Instagram when he posted a picture of the chain with the caption, "What's this?" Next up, we have Young Dolph. The rapper was at a Cracker Barrel in Georgia when his car was broken into and his valuables were stolen. This included Apple earbuds, 11 pieces of jewelry, and a firearm. The estimated amount of the jewelry stolen is around $500,000 or $500,000. The suspect drove off only to return back to the car to smash the window before leaving once more. Dolph, however, seemed unfazed by this robbery, and in an interview with TMZ, the rapper talked about the incident saying, "I don't really give a damn about that I'm too blessed and highly favored." And he later continued to say, "I'm about to go buy another car. Spend me some more money on some more jewelry. Go house shopping. My kids are good, baby mama's good, everybody's good." Then we have Soulja Boy. Just days after being arrested, Soulja Boy had his home get robbed of $500,000 worth of jewelry and personal items. When the rapper's home caretaker returned to the house, they found that the safe had been cleaned out and his phone had also been stolen along with the jewelry. Only a day after the robbery, the rapper's Instagram was hacked as well, and we can only assume it was done by the same people who had robbed his home the day before because they had a cell phone. The hackers demanded $1,000 in return for his account information to be returned to him. Police assumed that the robbers have to be people who are close to Soulja, as they knew where his house was located exactly, and it only took them around 5 minutes to steal his possessions and make their getaway. Next up, we have Waka Flocka. At only 23 years old and pretty early on in his career, Flocka was involved in a robbery where he ended up getting hurt. The famous rapper was at a car wash in Georgia with one of his friends when a man approached him and robbed him. Flocka opted to comply and work with the robber as he started to give the man his rings and his chains. When he got to his watch, he requested to exit the vehicle, to which the robber allowed. As Flocka handed him the watch, he intended to snake it back as the robber had turned his attention away. However, and unfortunately for the rapper, the robber accidentally set off a firearm into Flocka's arm. He recounted the incident, saying that he didn't only feel it in his arm, but however in various places in his body. For the next rapper on the list, we have 2ix9ine. 2ix9ine was robbed outside of a medical narcotics facility in San Francisco, California. He and his guards were approached by 2 armed men, and when they took notice of the weapons, the group took off running in different directions. The thieves obviously recognized the rapper and chased after him. Eventually, they ended up taking the rapper's wallet and his phone. His bodyguard later talked about the incident, saying, "They pointed the firearms at us and I was like, whoa, we thought it was a joke for a minute. We looked at them, stopped, and kind of paused. We thought it was a joke. Then all we heard was 2ix9ine saying, 'Give it up.'" The rapper actually denied claims about the incident happening at first until there were videos of it up on the internet. 2ix9ine came to the conclusion that the whole thing was a setup, as the robbers did not go for his chains or any jewelry that he was actually wearing. Last but not least, we have Pop Smoke. While in a rented home in Hollywood, Smoke fell victim to a home invasion. The rapper had accidentally posted the address of the home while he was showing off some gift bags on the social media. 4 armed men showed up to the house later that night while the rapper and some of his friends were inside the house. They were able to make it to the area of the house where Smoke was alone and proceeded to take him out before robbing the house of valuables. However, investigators are curious as to why the robbers left so many high-valued items behind. With his connections with the streets, police have yet to rule out an intended hit. However, due to certain aspects of the robbery, the police are unable to confirm or deny if the rapper was an intended target or if it was just a robbery gone bad. The true answer of that will not be released until the men get sentenced in court. Rest in peace, Pop Smoke. So yeah, guys.